Hey guys, so in this video, we're going to talk about how the Pokemon market is still booming and how certain things and certain products, cards, sealed investments are still going up, and probably a lot of things that you haven't really seen or even thought about. First, we're going to begin with two things. So, Evolving Skies booster boxes, there was a sale for almost $2,000 today, $1,999.99 a couple days ago, actually yesterday. Sorry, today's the 30th. So yesterday there was a sale for that. I thought that was just interesting. Most of the sales are in that, 1350 to $1,400 range. So Evolving Sky is holding strong. That's great. The other thing is, I just thought this was funny on Pokemon Investing. This guy posted that he bought 8 cases of Battle Styles booster boxes, and the comments are just roasting him. Poke Streets bets, top comment. And then legend has it only 8 million cases more to go from Break Your Teeth Now. I thought that was funny as well. So yeah, this guy was getting roasted. I mean, sure, investments go up over time, but I probably wouldn't be spending $7,400 on battle styles. Anyways, we'll start off with cards, right? Because I think this is interesting. And the Mew EX, I mean, I haven't talked about this card on the channel in a while. I think the last time I talked about it, it was around $280 and it was going back up. And that was only a couple weeks ago, I think. So this card is now $380 and it does have sales over $400 as of yesterday. 403, 404, 360, 380. You had sales up to 470, 450. So this card had its spike, came back down a little bit, and again is just popping off again. I thought selling this card at $300 was a good play, and honestly, I kind of still hold by that. If you can sell after you 3x, 3.5x your money, sure. You guys that held diamond hands, whatever, congratulations. This is now a $400 card. I really don't know where the ceiling is going to be on this now. If this is, just out of nowhere, right? Like again, it was 260, 270, now it's 370, $400, just insane. The Arbok from Temporal Forces, when this card came out, I actually really liked it. Wasn't one of my favorites, but I thought it probably could have been worth more than $5. And over time, it slowly moved up into that $10 range. But since the middle of January, a couple of weeks ago, it's basically doubled in price from that $10 to $20 range. Again, I think Arbok was a Team Rocket Pokemon, so not surprising there. Duskull, this is just a cute little Pokemon's. Oh, it's so cute. Look at it by the garbage. Nah, okay, but in all seriousness, right? This moved from $20 and it's now selling over $50, $50.10 from today. Sale at $47, $29.96, $50, $45, $45. So yeah, I mean, this is another one of those Shrouded Fable cards that's just doubled overnight. Cresselia is another one as well. This was a $9 card at the start of January, $10. Even a week ago was 14-ish dollars. It's now selling $40 today, guys. $40, $30, $38, $40. So another 4x on a Shrouded Fable illustration rare card. And I think people are just buying these out at this point, trying to find, some way to arbitrage and make money on some of these cards. And it's wild, guys. It really is wild, the market we're in. The Penny from Paldean Fates. Umbreon's in this card. You got the Eevee backpack. This was what, an $8 card early December, now selling over $20. If you go look at recent sales, 21, 21, 21. Yeah, it's legit doubled since early January. So just another insane card, right? And we have a couple more, even Obsidian Flames cards. Cleffa, guys, it's just Cleffa, okay? And it's not like a super interesting artwork. Like it's nice to look at. It's beautiful. I like it, but there's nothing too crazy going on here. Early December, this was $10, and now it's selling over $20. And yeah, consistent sales from today and yesterday. So that's another one, I guess. Okay, Ninetales. Again, I made a video when this was an $9 card, and back middle of last year, I thought it was undervalued. So it's good to see that this card has grown, but again, it just continues to go into that $25 range. Most recent sales from today, $35 actually. You do have some lower ones, but again, more at $34, $35. So it's probably averaging out around 30. Crazy there. And then the last couple, Mousehold. This card is from Paldea Evolved. Again, it was what, $13 early December, now selling at $30. And yeah, pretty consistently, maybe a bit lower today in that range. Couple light plates as well selling. But this is now what, the sixth most expensive card in Paldea Evolved. So it's just, I don't think anyone had that on their bingo card going into 2025 or even in 2024 as well. And then Miss Magus, this is actually probably one of my favorites in Paldea Evolved outside the top hits. Like, it's a really cool artwork. Again, not a super popular Pokemon, but I think just because it's a very unique artwork, That's kind of why we're seeing it get some of that pump. And again, early January, this was a $12 card, now selling over 20. Most recent sale from today, $55. That definitely seems like an outlier. 20, 23, 20, 20 and a half, 27, 25. So in that $20 range at this point. Now, before we look at some sealed stuff, and I kind of want to talk about what I think is going to happen with some of these boxes, just want to jump in here and say 63.6% of you guys aren't subscribed to the channel. So if you're getting some value, I'd really appreciate if you could subscribe. Thank you very much in advance if you do decide to do that. Now, moving into these Scarlet and Violet booster boxes, and I already touched on Evolving Skies right at the start of the video because I thought it was interesting, but most of the other Sword and Shield booster boxes right now aren't doing too much. They are still kind of sitting flat or moving down slightly as people take profits. A lot of these SV boxes are actually starting to rebound, kind of similar to what some of these cards like the Mew did, right? The Mew hit its peak, came down 10%, and now it's going back up. SV base, probably a good example, $145.66. TCG Player Graph has it around that 140, 141 mark. But we're already seeing, today and yesterday sales at 144 again, 149, 144, 144. So it's already back up off its dip, and that's going to be, kind of a theme going through a lot of these. So Paldea Evolved, it was up to 200, came back down to around 190. And again, we're already seeing sales 195. You do have a couple low ones here, 183, but 196, 195, 190, 190, 205. So it is starting to creep back up again over the past day and a half into that $195, $200 range. Obsidian Flames, you can already see on the graph that it went through its, little dip, 175 down to around 165, back up to around 175. And again, if we look at sales, we got to go adjust this here. 170, a low one at 163, 178, 180, 175, 178. So again, most recent sales on a lot of these SV boxes already pushing all-time highs again. Paradox Rift, we're not really seeing it yet with Paradox Rift. We're going to have to keep an eye on this over the next couple days. Peaked around 152, 153, down to around 150. And again, most recent sales are in that 149, 150 range. So we'll wait and see on this one. There are some more obvious boxes. Temporal is not one of them. This again is sitting around that 160 range. Maybe it's pushing 162. You have a couple up here at 164. So, this one's still a bit flat. The curve is more obvious for something like Twilight. It was up to 190, went down to mid 170s, and again, we're already back up to around 190 again, 187, 188, 188, 188. Like, that is consistent sales. Again, 10 boxes sold at 189. That was yesterday. So, Twilight Masquerade. Again, based on the data too that I did on those booster boxes and stuff, I do think that Twilight Masquerade was undervalued. Just looking at that, like, it probably should be higher than Paldea Evolved. Obviously, it's, a lot younger of a set. It is more likely to get reprinted at some point. But again, with so much going on and, Pokemon having to just print a demand on all of these sets, like, something's going to get left out. So, I don't know. It makes sense that Twilight's moving up. I think that it'll eventually overtake Paldea Evolved, or at least get close to it in the near future. Stellar Crown, same sort of thing. It was up to 160, down to 150, and again, we're already seeing it push 160, even 170, most recent sales from today. That's probably the biggest jump out of any of these. Big surprise there. So keep an eye on Stellar Crown. Again, especially if the Squirtle, the Bulbasaur, if those continue to go, popularity holds up on those, maybe they reach $100. Like, who knows? The Eevee from Twilight Masquerade is now officially $100 when you look at the graph on TCG Player. So, I mean, if that can hit $100, maybe the Squirtle and Bulbasaur can get there. As ridiculous as that sounds to say, but that's just the market we're in right now. And then finally, Surging Sparks, again, this just continues to go up. We saw a tiny dip down to the 130s there for like 2 days, 3 days, and now it's pushing mid 150s, even up to around 160. So it's very rare you see sales now in this 240 range on TCG Player. Most of them are above $250 at this point, or right there at 250, 249.99, etc. So Surging Sparks, again, like, this is supposed to be reprinted. It's still going, and it kind of makes sense. It is the most popular set, I'd say, in SV era, considering prices and everything like that. Some people might like opening in other sets, but just based on, the raw price of cards and how much it's selling, it's the best set right now for sure in SV era. And, even if we get a reprint, like, I was hoping that if this got reprinted, if we got a lot of booster boxes, the price would come down to around MSRP. I really don't think that's going to happen at this point. So I may end up having to just bite the bullet and buy at an elevated price above MSRP even after this gets reprinted, depending on what happens. Because it's pulling away as the best set right now in SVR. But that's all I really wanted to talk about in this video. Because I'm sure a lot of you guys just haven't seen these. Maybe you've been following the MUEX, but the rebound on this over the past week has just been insane. Again, some of these other cards, whatever. Some of them are cool, but Shrouded Fable IR is just tripling in value overnight. Nothing strange going on there. And then just keep an eye on these SV boxes like SV Base, Paldea. I think Twilight's one to keep your eye on, see if it pushes $200. Stellar Crown as well. Maybe it pushes 170, 180. And then Surging Sparks. We'll see how high it can go. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Stay safe wherever you are in the world. I'll catch you in the next one.